Hi, True Crew. How you doing? Welcome back to another episode. If you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. I hope you find some videos of great value. If you do, please subscribe and share this information. Don't forget to follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Podcast is out there. Links down below in description land. Check out the website. Get 2 downloads. Setting goals, fitness, and nutrition, both free. Coming at you today with a quick video on what the 5 things that Jesus did that we need to start doing, that we are not doing, which in some way, shape, or form is preventing us from not only becoming closer to God, closer to Jesus, but just closer to our fellow man, right? Because that's one thing that Jesus did. So that's going to be number 1. Jesus knew a lot. I mean, he's God, so he knew everything, but he taught the people around him, right? He went and preached. And usually when his teachings or the miracles he tried to perform didn't work, it was because we of little faith, right? Anybody that was saved, it was most likely, ye of great faith, you have been saved, right? So first of all, we must be learning at all times. We must be learning. Second part is then we must teach or share the information that we learn and read with others. But of course, try to do it in a way that will not cause conflict, but unfortunately in today's world that can become very difficult. But once again, it's share the information. In general, they say the easiest way to remember something is to, once you have learned it, or at least part of it, is to share it with others, right? Trying to teach someone else the same thing is going to help. So it has its benefits in more than one. And I heard a great quote, I think it was from Chesterton in the book I'm reading. It's, the more people can see us as human, right? As human beings, it allows them to be more human, right? Does that make sense? It's that same thing of, the easier you are to love, the more someone is allowed and able to love you. So you need to understand that as well. It's that same concept. That's one of my favorite quotes. One other one that I like is, and I don't know if it's one I've made up. Like I said, the other one was Chesterton, but I'm sure it's a quote somewhere out there. It is, in my opinion, once you realize you are capable of the most horrific things, then you can understand that you are also capable of the greatest things possible. I think we've got to understand that. And we've come into this world nowadays to where, I've heard it said best, to where we'll live our life and we'll be like, well, at least I'm not as bad as that person, right? And if your standard is only that person that's below you, how are you ever going to really get any higher, right? We got to make sure that we keep our standard that highest as possible. Next, number 2 things that Jesus did that we did not do. He visited with the sick and the sinners, right? That's what we've got to understand. I always hate the quote I hear where, some of the greatest people I know have tattoos and some of the worst go to church. Well, that's true in any way, shape, or form. We're all human, so it doesn't matter. But the church is for those who understand they're sick, right? And I think we've got to understand that at all times, no matter what, we're always on a mission of self-improvement and a greater relationship with the Lord. So, as long as we always understand, and that's what in the Catholic faith then is the greatest thing about confession, right? It always reminds you of those negative things that you were doing in life. And it makes you speak them, right? Because words are more powerful than anything else, right? So when you get in that confessional, you actually have to tell another human being your problems. You need to actually vocally express them, which is 100 times, I would say, more helpful than it is just to say it alone in your head and think it, right? I know that can have great tragedy within your own life if you have that negative talk, but this is one thing that's going to help you become a better person as well. Next is, Jesus always retreated to go pray, right? They'll be like, he went to the mountaintop. When he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he went out into the desert. He did these things because he knew it was valuable. He went to a quiet place to speak with the Father. And that's something that we need to do. We need to find that place of peace for us. Now, whatever that is, I don't know what that is for you. It could be just sitting in your house quietly. I think it's always going to be greater if we're out in nature, fresh air. Nowadays where they say you can ground yourself by laying on the ground, it reconnects your vibrations and energy, whatever. I don't know. I did it for a couple days. I didn't see anything great, but once again, it was only a couple days. If you want to see great change in life, you need to be doing these things over and over again, multiple times. You can't just pray once and think something great's going to happen. So that's number 3. He went off to pray to a quiet place to be alone. Next is he questioned authority, right? And he did it in a respectful manner, right? I understand, in today's world, they say, the way you see it now is there's always got to be some form of violence with the protest. In reality, I don't think that's true, but once again, it's questioning authority, and it doesn't have to be in a violent way. It could be the same as the Catholic Church teaches. If you have an issue with the Catholic teaching, it's not just, I believe it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo and I'm on my way. No, do the research, the pros and the cons. Understand what the church is truly teaching. And I started to do that, and once I did, it came to the point to where it's like, I agree with everything, and this is like one of the biggest talking points I have when I speak to people, non-Catholics or whatever, on this topic is, I believe everything that the church teaches is true. Do I follow it at all times? No. But why? Because I'm a sinner, right? Next is he forgave others. That's what we need to do the most. Forgive others and forgive ourselves. That's what confession's for. It helps us forgive ourselves, but it allows us also to express our frustrations with the world, of the world, about the world, right? We need to forgive others because once again, right, in some way, shape, or form, if somebody says something to you or does something to you and all you do is dwell on it day after day after day after day, you most likely are not doing the things to make your life better, right? You're not reading your books, exercising, eating healthy, making great decisions that are going to lead to great results. It's that same concept of if people are doing something to make you angry and you actually get angry, in a sense they have control over you. So forgiving each other allows you to take back control and use the time that you were given valuably to make this world a better place, to make your life a better place. So there you go. 5 things. He learned and he taught. He visited with the sinners and the sick. He went off to a quiet place to pray, questioned authority, and he forgave others. And I had one more. He walked a lot, right? They didn't have anything. So 6, bonus, number 6, he walked a lot. Get out and walk. Right? People think, I can't afford a gym membership. I can't do this. I can't do that. Hour walk a day. That's all I can say, right? Everybody comes up to you. Can you write me this program? Can you write me that program? Can you do this? Even when I train someone at the gym, it's like, I'm not writing you a program at the beginning. I want to see you when I was at a gym. Now I'm at an independent studio while I have another part-time job. But when it came down to it, there's no point in me spending 1 to 2 hours to write this program when you're not even going to the gym, right? So as we're training once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, I need to see you in the gym 3 other days a week. Doing what? I don't care. Something. Walk on that treadmill for an hour. Walk on that elliptical for an hour. Stretch for an hour. I don't care what it is, but until you can show me that you can actually get to the gym 5 days a week, exercise 5 days a week, why am I going to waste the time and energy of writing you a quality program? Because you're not going to use it anyways. So in reality, you don't need a gym. This is what I tell people. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need any of that. For the first 2 months, you do not need a gym membership whatsoever. What you need to do is walk every day, 30 minutes to an hour, something like that. Stretch and foam roll every day. And then once you consistently do that for 2 to 3 weeks, a month, start doing body weight. Push-ups, squats, anything like that. Body weight squats, anything body weight. Then you can go into a gym. In reality, by then you should still drop 5 to 10 pounds in that 3 months. And then you can start adding resistance. You don't want to skip those minor, very important steps to where it can lead to injury. So there you go. There's the 5 plus the bonus 6. All right? So once again, I hope this helps. Don't forget to follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there. Subscribe to this channel. Share and like these videos.